goes by. People always ask me why I block hoes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always gotta block hoes. Whoa, 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 whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. Yeah, they don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cause you know I block hoes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know, but I block.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. What is up, y'all? Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being tuned in on this good old Friday, baby. Thank y'all for y'all patience, y'all. I had this live originally set for 6:30, but I've been rolling. It is Friday. I had to go get my little sister because something wrong with her car child. She needs to go to the store. So I'm like, girl, you're going to hurry up, okay? Because I got to go on live. And I literally just got back home. So I had to keep pushing it back, keep pushing it back. Now we finally here. But y'all know how my day go. Y'all know for the most part, I'm always late, y'all. Some always come up. And I swear it do. It's not an exaggeration. Something literally always come up. But we are here now, and it's Friday. Okay, so we listen. What we gonna call Fridays, y'all? We gotta give some names for our live streams. Like we can't do, like they have messy Monday, um, talkative Tuesday, wind down Wednesday. I don't know. What can we do for Friday, y'all? Y'all help me out. That way we can start our little segments like that. Where we just go over all kind of different stuff, child. But anyways, let me see who we got up in here because I know it's a lot of people look like going live. For the most part, Fridays and Saturdays is when everybody go live because they off of work. So I said, let me try to get one in. I couldn't do it this morning because I had a facial and I had to go to the store. So like I said, we here now. That's all that counts. Who keep blowing me up? It never fails. Anytime I get on my live, my phone start going crazy, right? That's okay. All right. Let me see who we got up in here so we can get started on this dialogue. Hey, love mail, sweet queen. Shout out to you. Thank you for holding down the chat. Brown sugar, babe. Shout out to you. Miss Michelle Spikes, Infinity Lips and Lashes, Miss Fonda, my varieties. I'm chosen. I don't even know if some of y'all still in here, but I'm pretty sure y'all done came back because we got 172 in the building already. So, and we just got in here. Hey, Miss Diggs. Hey, P. Hey, Myla, Rakita, Miss Ramona, Latoya. We got, hold on, Miss Patricia, Miss Desi, Miss Brenda, Miss Jackie, Miss Lolita, another Miss Jackie, Miss Lovely, Child of God is in the building. We got K Monet, Tokyo Blues, Miss Yolanda, Miss Lucinda, Renee, Etsy Island, Miss Cynthia Crab. We got Love Cat in the building, Audra, Carmen. Who else? Who else? My bro Terry, of course, coming through with the copyright and fair use. Meet us, my Louisiana sister. Shout out to you. We got you, Mika, anything glittery. Who else? Lady J, Latay, Miss Rhonda. We got Miss Jackie Moore, Miss Tracy, Katina, Jeanette, Denise, Miss Cheryl Dagg, my other Louisiana sister. Valencia, Miss Arlene, Christina, Simone, Kay Brown, Miss Jackie Rogers, Steph Stuff and Stuff, Lena Cannon, my girl Roz, Granny of Eight, Savy. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Sierra Boyd, Queen Sag in the building, Queen Money Skull Gang in the building, Miss Eugenia, Fix It Friday. Okay, that's a good one. That is a good one. That's a good one. We might have to use that. Hey Gracie. Hey Miss Angela. Fun Friday, Flashback Fridays. That's another good one because y'all know we do like to, bring it back just to do a little refresher for the new people. Hey Miss Darlene. Hey Lady J. Let me see. Off the Hook Fridays, Pop Out Friday. Okay, Freaky Friday, Freedom Friday. Hey, Miss Angela B. Fire Friday, Fireback Friday, Daquita, Black Widow, Natia. Hey, Shell. Funny Fridays. Maybe so. That's another good one because y'all know we like to laugh too. Hey, Anita. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Lolo. Hey, Miss Pam. Hey, Miss Karen. We got a lot of new names too. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Matter of fact, the ones that's new here, do me a favor and let me know in the chat. Like if y'all just came in, if y'all been a bush watcher, or y'all just started watching, and like what made you decide? Because we always say it's no sides, whether you're on the truth side, or some people say Laonia versus RH. Some people say the truth side. I like to say the truth side, me personally. But what made you? Oh shoot! I'm forever dropping these doggone earphones. Hold on, y'all. If you're new here, not the ones that been rocking with your girl, but if you new here, let me know in the chat how you feel about the saga and what made you, pick the side that you're on, if that makes sense. Hey, it don't matter. Hey, Miss E. Hey, Miss Michelle. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, y'all. Please hit the like button if y'all would like to donate to me monetarily because you enjoyed this commentary and just being here. You can cash at me $sign Lupac one. You could also buy me a coffee. Shout out to all my coffee people. It is greatly appreciated. You could also support the platform by getting a super chat or a super sticker. I do have a gold set. It's not mandatory, but it is greatly appreciated as it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream, right? So if you ain't watching those ads, then the supers help us to still, make a nice little coin off of our live stream, right? Um, but definitely watch those ads too, y'all. Please, please watch them. Please, please, Lord, please watch the ads. I know y'all don't like watching because I don't like watching them either, but I will watch them just to support the creator. Whoever content I'm watching, I will definitely watch those ads because I know what it goes towards. Everybody got a family to feed. Okay, it ain't too many in here that's a single. I mean, that's a childless person or kidless. A lot of us have children to feed, so we can't do this for free, baby. But anyways, you can also support the platform by getting a membership. Shout out to all my members, days 1, 2s, and 3s. If we don't do our members only live this Sunday, it will be Monday. Either Sunday or Monday. From now on, all member only live streams will be Sunday or Monday, y'all. But I do have another tier that I added to my members only. It's for loyalty members only. And once I start building up that tier, it is some, little incentives that I have added to it. So y'all can check that out and see what incentives will be, will be included for that particular tier. And I will go live 4 times a month in that tier just because of the way I have it priced. And it's some other stuff too. You just have to check it out. But definitely hit that like button because that's free. You can't be free, baby. Okay? Can't be free. If it's free, it's free. Anyways, let me see. Let me see. I just watched and missed the question. You not new though, Sierra. You not a day. I don't feel like you've been in a saga, but you not fairly new. For the ones that's just coming on, I'm more interested to see how they feel because they ain't been around since the beginning. They ain't been around with all the foolishness. That's the ones I really want to see, like what brought y'all to this storyline, or even the creators that y'all follow. Like what piqued y'all interest to make y'all want to follow this storyline, and what made you choose which side you were gonna be on, whether it be the husband or the wife. I want to know that because I have, believe it or not, I have some people who support me also that supports the wife, y'all. A lot of them watch from the bushes. But they do because I didn't got a whole lot of inbox messages from people that support the wife that no longer support the wife because they just enjoy my commentary. At the end of the day, real is real. It is what it is. So, but besides that, hey Sassy M, hey Amina, Miss Vicky, Miss Rebecca, awesome in the building. I love you more, Miss Rebecca. Hey Miss Stephanie, shout out to y'all. But as y'all can see, the caption of this live stream is "The money gone and so is Janelle." And I said, Bree spent all that money on him. Will he help her in return? And the reason why I say that is because I heard somebody else say, I don't even remember who said it, but I heard somebody else say that it might have been 2K. It probably was him, where he was like, she did a lot for him and publicly at that. If you've been in the saga, and then you know that she spent a bag on this food. Like she spent a bag on him. I'm talking about not just on jewelry, clothes, shoes, trips. She paid to get his clothing line started up. She paid to get his body butter started up, his podcast. She did a lot for him financially, y'all. To say she even had to come to the internet and speak on a repossession, even though she wouldn't call it that, but we know what time it is when it comes to that BMW. But just the fact, like I feel like no woman should ever have to come to the internet about stuff like that, especially when you're at that status. Like they are, they supposed to be on a different level financially. We seen the money that she was making at one point in time, even though a lot of us knew that the bag wasn't bagging like it was before, but the way her attitude is set up, you could never tell that she had a decline in finance, right? You could never tell because she was still giving, not humble, still flexing, still taking trips, all of that. So it's like he's gone, in my opinion. From what I could see, it looked like that Ninja Turtle didn't left. He you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if she didn't hook him up with the country Wayne skits. And because think about it, she was on country Wayne skits first. Hey Chatty, hey sister, love you. She was on country Wayne skits first, y'all. So it's like, all of a sudden Janash is on country Wayne skits now. And he done did a few. If y'all remember, she did Miss Sandra. What's this one for? Because nobody sent that to me. Hold on. Let me message my source real quick so we can see what it's about. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me see. Unless you're referring to the one that been out there for a few weeks now, but I didn't see a new one. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get the deets. The deets on that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me. All right. If she did it, somebody gonna send it to me. Um, he'll finish. He'll be back to finish her. It's not over yet. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. And that's one of the bad things about when you start when you build the foundation of your relationship off of using. Oh, you just posted on her story about a GoFundMe again. Lord have mercy. She needed. She needed at this point. But my thing is, if they not helping you with the other one, they definitely ain't gonna help with a second one. That's the crazy part. If they're not helping you with the first one, they ain't gonna help with the second. Like they seen it, baby. They didn't seen it. So if they ain't helping you with the first one, the second one is definitely not gonna get help. Unless she come out here being really transparent and telling these people what she really needs that money for. Because everybody knows that you cannot do nothing about freedom of speech. Everybody knows that. She knows that as well, which is why there are receipts out there to show people that she herself said it was instances where they were in court and the judge said you can't do nothing about freedom of speech. They then went to the police station and all of that. So it's like, why even play on these people's tops? Tell them what you really need the money for. People love transparency. If you honest, you'll get more people willing to help when you're honest rather than playing on people. And I think that's why nobody really donated to the first one for legal fees or whatever, I don't think nobody really donated to that because people can see what's going on. It's one thing to say people are harassing or bullying your kids, but if people not seeing it, then where is it being done? Which platform? Which, because y'all know I don't talk about kids right here. So which platform is talking about your kids to the point where you need to get an attorney? You need to raise money for legal fees. That's the question. Like you have to prove that in court. You have to prove that. And that's not, we all can see that's not the real reason why she's trying. She don't want nobody talking about her situation because it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing. But at the end of the day, you have to live in it because you brought it here and you still bringing it here. You just brought your whole car situation to the internet and you didn't even need to do that. She didn't need to do that. You're not making no money off off of Facebook, so why put that business out there? I don't understand it. Like that's something you keep to yourself. Whether you feel like somebody else gonna clock that T or not, let them clock it. Let them clock it because when it comes straight from the horse's mouth, it hits different, right? Because she's quick to say, "I don't mind y'all talking about me, but I don't like when y'all lie and defame my character. But if y'all saying what I said, that's different." Now y'all know for a fact. Listen, y'all know for a fact that clock go off of receipts. So when she said that, baby, I clocked that quick, and I'm gonna make sure I got that recording because that's all I do. I don't have to defame you. You defame yourself. Like literally, I have never seen anything like that in my life. And you right, SC Island. Every day it's a new CC coming out to talk about this situation. Every day. Because you keep putting your business out there. How you the fact that you trying to raise money for harassment and whatever, and then you just came out here 2 days ago and told the world that you was giving your BMW back because they were scamming you for the interest. Make that make sense. They scamming you, but you told the internet and not them that they're scamming. That's the part I don't understand. If I'm being scammed, I'm gonna go straight to the people who I feel like is scamming me. I'm not gonna come to the internet and tell the internet that they're scamming me. I'm gonna go to them. And then I'm gonna go to my attorney to try to sue because I feel like I'm being scammed. That's when you know it's all about validation. That's it. That's all. Because who does that? It's like somebody robbing your house and you come to the internet. Yo, somebody just broke in my house. And people in your comments like, well, did you call the police? Because you can't get no resolve. You cannot get a resolve coming to the internet. None. Like I child, these people are weird. Oh, that coffee is so good. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you for that super sticker, my love. I appreciate your support. Yeah. What is going on? Better pawn that $10,000 ring. And that's another thing, y'all. This is why you don't overly flex. And here's the thing, right? Based off of, because I'm not the only one who clocked the fact that those payments on that car stopped last year. I'm not the only one who clocked that. Okay. I seen a few people seeing that, realizing that she been stopped paying on that car. So my thing is, you've been coming out here, even when she exposed Janash was back in December, and when she was outside of his house saying, I want my I spent $10,000 on a ring and I want my ish back. The whole world seen you say that, ma'am. The whole world seen you say that. Just because you deleted that live stream later on, it's so many bloggers who literally recycled it. So the whole world seen you express that. And that's not it. They seen you they heard somebody say you bought a 30K pendant. They heard you when you did that video that's still on your page, might I add, where you bought this man all of this stuff from Intrigue Jewelers, name brand clothing, all of that. When you every time you get mad, you let the world know what you did for somebody, how you invested into his businesses, and all of that. So the world is seeing this. So when you come to the internet with a go, just like they laughed at RH about his GoFundMe for legal fees, you ain't excluded from that. You ain't excluded from that because they too seen you boast and brag about the things that you have and what you do. Why? What? Child, only a fool is finna be giving their hard-earned money to somebody who brags on that type of level and makes a complete fool out of themselves on the internet about a man. The whole world is seeing you go back and forth, exposing this man, getting back together with him, exposing him, getting back together with him, buying him things. The whole world seeing it. Not just these little bloggers and this little sector. The whole world seen it. So you really think they're gonna give you their hard-earned money for legal fees for a case that's not even guaranteed? That's why I don't think that's honestly that's why I feel like she don't want to put her own money behind it because she knows it's a chance that she won't win that. She won't win that because you know what they're gonna tell her: keep your children off the internet. You have that choice. The before the courts try to control the masses, they'll try to handle one individual first. That's like Now you won't give an example. The most they gonna do is tell her to keep her like they told her before, keep your babies off the internet. When she tried to get Chandra in trouble for something that Chandra said, and they was going to all these different police stations and this and that, magistrates, and they told her to keep her babies off the internet. That's it. Keep them off the internet. You just made a post on your page, sharing somebody's post because somebody sent that to me last night too, where it was the government or something like that speaking on child PORN and saying how with this AI technology they are literally they'll take your baby's picture, any one of your kids' picture, and add it to a nasty child PORN video like as if it's a SEX tape, y'all. They doing it with kids. She shared it and captioned it, "Oh, I think I'm going to take down all the videos or pictures of my kids." Child, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. Hey, Shay Kato. Let me see. Let me go down. She did say the CCs are making money off her by continuously talking about her. I mean, that's life. That's how content works. That's how blogging works. Like that. That's literally how it goes. You ain't the only one, baby. I mean, once you become an influencer or a public figure, it's a chain of command. Like that's how it works. Hey, my Karen. Hey, today. Let me see. Let me see. She don't beg, but she bringing that GoFundMe back to the forefront, make it make sense. And that's the thing, y'all. Like if they seen it the first time, if they ain't donated to it the first time, 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna donate to the second time. I don't know if it's the same one because I didn't see it. I seen the first one, y'all. So I don't know if it's the same one or she created another one. But like I said, it's given is times is harder than we thought. That's what it's given because ain't no way. And me personally, I wouldn't even waste my money trying to go to court for something that I know it's a very, very slim chance that I could win that situation. And that's probably why she's not willing to put her own money behind it, even though she probably don't have the money to put behind it. But when she did have the money, was she trying to take people to court then? Y'all think about it. Think about that. When she was making $50,000 to $70,000 a month, because the saga been going on for almost 2 years now, if not 2 years. People been talking about her and her situation because she's been putting things out, very controversial things. So if she didn't spend her own money on people talking about her, what makes you think it's gonna make a difference now? Like, come on now. Now you want to bring people to court or try to stop people from speaking when you don't have the money for it, but when you did have the money for it, interesting. If that cause was that important, it's another one. If this was that near and dear to her and it was that important, what she's trying to fight people against. Why did she waste so much money, so much of her money? Why not? Why didn't you use when you did have that money to put behind this situation if it was that important? If you really stand on what you believe, because you not long bought that 10K ring. Well, it might have been a while since she bought it, but we just found out that she bought it from December when she went live about that, y'all. You said, "Hey, it's lit." You said joking on Robert when he had to downgrade. Now the same thing been happening to her. God humbling her while the devil attacking her at the same time. Facts. This is karma. It ain't nothing but karma. And I said, and I've said this before, I will never congratulate or cheer on a woman being abused, y'all. That's not in my character. That's against my morals. I've been there. I will never cheer that on, no matter who it could be my worst enemy, and I will never be happy about something like that. That's not me. I can't speak for nobody else, but that's not me. But when it comes to all of this other stuff, when it's involving money and this and that, that's all a part of her karma. Period. You went your hardest to dig a ditch for your ex-husband and see him fail. Like you wanted to take everything from him and you almost succeeded. Almost succeeded. And you literally dug a ditch for yourself. Because you were so blinded by hate and rage and being scorned and being bitter to where you couldn't see that you wasn't doing right by your own money. That's karma. That's what you call karma. And now Janash was doing his big one. He over there in cutting. But you know what? He think he slick, y'all. He really think he fooled the people. Let me tell y'all, and I've been peeping this, right? Because if y'all remember, I told y'all my last live, I said, look at this fool over there talking in third person on his Facebook page. Like we don't know that's him, right? I told y'all that on my last live. But if you pay attention, notice how he posted that one Country Wayne skit and he was getting a lot of bad, backlash from it because of his character and what we know him to be. A lot of people were at his top because of him being in that Country Wayne skit, right? So it's very convenient how all of this come about and then him talking in third person saying somebody else running his page and all of that. And then boom, uh, day before yesterday, after he didn't film these skits with Country Wayne, he didn't been in about 4 or 5 of them since then. That's when he started posting it on the page. So he made it seem as though he wasn't doing nothing, but he didn't want people to clock what he was doing. So he did his big one. He definitely fooled the masses with that one. I gotta give him that one. That was smart. Okay. Hey, Miss Duncan. Yep, they will tell her to stop watching. They will. That's all they gonna do, y'all. That is all they will do, and she knows this. It's not the first rodeo. These people will tell her, unless she has something solid against people, she would have to prove, and this is not opinion based, this is fact based, right? This is how court works, especially when it comes to harassment, defamation, slander, and all of that. For one, harassment, you have to prove that bloggers are harassing you by literally coming for you. And I ain't talking about bloggers posting stuff on their channels because it's in their possession. Once you bring your business to the internet, it's free game. People need to understand that you can't, when using certain words and using their definitions, you can't pin pick or choose certain words out of the definition that you want to utilize because you feel like it's in your benefit. No, you can't take away from context. You have to leave it as whole. She'll look at a whole definition, a whole paragraph definition, and only look at the word consistent or repetitiveness. You it don't work like that. I'm telling y'all that right now. It does not work like that. People are not bringing, nobody's contacting her. That's harassment. If you can prove, and I'm telling y'all this based off of things that I've seen on the back end, okay? Just listen to me. If she can prove that content creators are directly contacting her, that would be considered harassment or stalking. Not us doing content on our pages and her come and look for it, or people sending it to her. That's not the same thing. That's why the judge will tell her, remove yourself, remove your kids, or whatever. That's it. Because you have the option to remove yourself. If you feel like people are going at your kids, you have the option to remove them from the internet, which I haven't seen it. Ever since that turtle comment, I haven't seen nobody speak on her kids. Well, not in a negative light. They speak towards, I've seen people speak about her parenting, but that's it. That's not the same thing. And you can't just convince people that that's the same thing. Or just because you say it, even though you can get two gullible people on the internet who take your word and run with it, the courts don't work like that. They don't. You have to prove everything that you're claiming when you go to court. You have to prove it. You can't just go to court and say, hey, judge, I'm so sick of these people. I've been putting all my business out here and they have been literally talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And I want it to stop. Because that's the narrative for real. And then the judge say, well, do you have, you say you claiming these people are stalking, harassing, slandering, defaming you. Do you have any proof of that? And that's when, it gets to the big GUNs. You gotta prove that. Last time I checked, I ain't never had no communication between me and her. We've never communicated. I don't follow none of her pages. Okay? Okay. Anyways. Hey Papa, to see him not paying her other kids any attention or helping with them financially because them ain't my seeds. Daddy need to help you. I mean, we seen it in the messages, y'all. Y'all don't remember the text message where she was in the group message with her friends and she asked, well, not those particular messages, but he did say F you and them kids. He also said, what else, y'all? Say F you and them kids, and it was an audio where she asked, well, somebody else stated, third party, that she asked him to get the boys' haircuts, and he said, them ain't my kids. And even in those group messages, she stated that he took the game back from her son that he bought him because he was mad at her because they were into it. Ain't nothing worse than an adult Indian giver. Like that is some crazy work. And that's all. I feel like that's all you gotta show me. The minute we could be into it, right? But the minute you make a difference with my kids or show you don't really care about them, you only tolerate them because that's what it is. Anytime, and that's why it's good to see somebody in all stages, just like Medea said. See him in all stages of life, all characteristics, all personalities, all emotions. Because if all it takes is for me and you to get into it and then you start treating my kids different, that let me know that you don't care about them for real. You tolerate them because of you dealing with me. That's not cool. Babies should be put first before any relationship. And that's period. Hey, Castle 66. Let me see. I saw that. I said she ready to have a fake campaign so they could stop Robert from posting Momo like she an employee still away to use Robert for clout. Wait, what? What it got to do with our age? Wow. Here in the Caribbean, if you are constantly walking up and down to the police and courtroom, we call you a miserable person. People here actually wish that on you to continue walking to police. Let me see. Um, you said Sleepy posted a picture making fun of RH doing karate and them disrespectful women over there, disregarding his wife, calling him child. You know what? At this point, when it comes to him, he's doing it for clout. After, if y'all remember, I did a whole live stream the other day where we literally talked about, we broke down the fact that RH went in this man's comments like a grown man to man, right? Let's get away from his internet. Let's talk over the phone. I don't even think he responded to it. And you still posting about this man. Still going on his page, finding things to talk about to bring clout to your page. I mean, at this point, we know what he's doing. We know what he's doing because you could have accepted that. Y'all could have talked like men on the phone and been done with it. That's how real men do it. That's how grown men do it. All this petty internet back and forth ish, that's not manly. Child, that look crazy. Look real crazy. Hey, Miss Clarice. Hey, loving my curves. It's in her story. I support RH. I start. It's probably the same one, y'all. It's probably the same one. If she ain't posted on her page, if it's only in her story, she probably just resharing it. And probably shame to post it to repost it on her page because, like I said, at the end of the day, how many times you gonna come to the internet and say that people are literally bullying and harassing your babies without proving it? What's she gonna go constantly keep showing the same old videos over and over that she been showing of Latate and Queen Step? How many times you gonna show that? Them ladies ain't saying nothing about her babies, especially not no negative light. So it's like, how many times you gonna show that? She definitely can't show none of me speaking on them because I don't do that. I don't do stuff like that. And to be honest, I think that's what's really getting to her. People are literally critiquing her mothering skills. And in my opinion, I feel like the only way something like that will bother you is if it has some truth to it. I had a whole conversation like this with my sister yesterday about, when people get in their feelings and this and that, right? Because if it's not true, it shouldn't stick so much. It shouldn't bother you that much. I feel like the only time people get really bothered and upset and angry over somebody saying something is if it has truth to it and it's embarrassing. They don't want other people to know about it. But if it ain't true, why are we about to bust a blood vessel? Like, come on now. Because if y'all remember, you can tell that's a TRIGGER situation for her. When people go at her about her mothering skills, that sets her off. Because remember, it was an audio put out here where her and RH was going back and forth, and he told her, he said, well, it was two of them actually, because it was one where I would pull it up if I knew exactly where it was in my receipts, but it was an audio that RH put out where she was on the internet trying to make it seem like baby girl was scared of her daddy, right? But behind the scenes, it was late at night one night. She was calling RH phone back to back, and he recorded her because she was trying to make RH get baby girl so that she can go to New York with Sleepy. Not Sleepy Child. Oh Lord. Uh she was trying to go run behind the nostrils, right? And RH was telling her, it's too late. I'm not meeting up with you at this time. I don't trust you. Because at that time, it was a whole lot going on the internet, right? It was the trust been broken. So many things had been transpired. So he was like, we agreed upon a time to meet at a certain location between the hours of, I forgot the hours, but it was at daytime hours. And it was like 10, 11 o'clock that night, y'all. Who remember that? I still have that audio. And they started fussing because RH kept telling her, I'm not getting her in the wee hours of the night at this time. Don't even take her out at this time. And she was like, well, um, you keep saying I'm not letting you get her. You keep saying I'm not letting you get her. And he was like, I'll keep my child, whatever. And he said, I'll keep her forever. Like, I'll raise my child. And she was like, no, you not. No, you not. You ain't gonna get her. You ain't gonna get her. Because RH started saying he'll keep her forever, meaning that he has no problem with keeping his child or, raising his child, whatever. So they just kept going back and forth. And he started telling her she was a DB mom. He was like, you a DB. You a DB mom. You a DB mom. And she got so mad to where that's when she started teeing him like, you better watch your back. You better watch your back. And he was like, don't tee me or whatever. But that audio, I still have that audio, y'all. It's probably in a video too, in an older video. But it was another one where, hold on, y'all. I think somebody here. I don't know why. The only time my little Yorkie bark is when somebody at the door. But my son see nobody here. It was another audio where this was an older one too, where they were in a vehicle and RH was recording her. No, I take that back. She recorded RH. And if y'all remember, she didn't put this audio out right away. But when this audio was released, it made her look bad, if you ask me. See, she put it out there, but she gave it to some people to put it out there. But she ain't posted on her page. Somebody on her team posted it. Let's just say that, right? So on the audio, they were fussing, and um it was the same audio, if I'm not mistaken, where RH was saying he didn't want to be no daddy. I think that's what I think that was the same audio. Or I didn't even want to be a daddy. I didn't even want to be a daddy. That's what he was saying. But she didn't play the whole thing where you can hear the context surrounding it. Like what he said before, what she said before, what made him say that, and what he said afterwards. You can see when the audio was being played by Ayana, she kept rewinding it, and she would stop at a specific part, and people were in the comments saying play the whole thing, and she was like, no, nope, I'm gonna leave it up to her. And that's the same day when Ayana said that Laonya was sitting right by her in the car telling her what to say. She was like, if y'all, when she came out and exposed the situation, she was like, if y'all go back and y'all go rewatch the video, you can see that somebody is sitting right next to me, right? That's how you know all of this was a load of crap. And it was all a plot and set up based on all of the context surrounding it. So many moving parts with this saga, y'all. But that's the same audio that was later released where we were able to hear what her and RH was fussing, and he was telling her, you you a bad mom or something like that. He was saying, you don't even take care of Momo, Lala, her mom. He was saying, you don't change her pamper. Lala got to change her pamper and all of that, right? So that set her off. And she was cussing and cussing and cussing or whatever, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Um, that's definitely a TRIGGER word for her. When people start telling her she's a bad mother, she don't like that. And I feel like, child, you could tell me, you could call me a bad mother all day long. Guess what? My kids don't believe that because I step when it come to them. They know mama got them. Okay, so I don't care if somebody come from the outside looking in or come. And here's when you get, especially if it's a complete stranger. Like, you mean to tell me complete strangers can get under your skin that bad? If it's not true, you shouldn't care. You can block it out. It's ways to block out people that you ain't even connected to, sugar. It's easy. People who are not in your personal space or circle, it's ways to block them out. Especially when they're not even looking for you or checking for you, you checking for them. Child, I don't care who would say I'm a bad mother. I know it ain't true, and my babies know it ain't true. And the people that know me in real life know it ain't true because they see how I step for my children. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's no truth to it, then it shouldn't bother you as much as it does. Hey, here for a good time, not a long time. Nicole says she is getting her karma, what she put out in the atmosphere. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And to be honest, if I was her, I would try to focus my time at this point in time on trying to rebuild, rebrand, and find other means of income, revenue. Because putting your time into this, what you doing right now, it ain't nothing but a distraction. Ain't nothing gonna come from it. Because what you cannot do is escape karma. Karma then came a knocking, and you ain't got no choice but to answer. The only thing you can do moving forward, and that goes for anybody that did some bad stuff in this world, you have to answer for it one day. And if it just so happens to skip you, guess what? Karma goes to your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. It don't skip. Like, when I say it don't skip, meaning that somebody gonna get it. Whether it's you or somebody that you hold near and dear. But we all know what's going on in this situation. We can all see that this young lady is going through her karma. Because at the end of the day, we all watch the same thing happen on social media. Even though it's a lot of people out here that watch this saga play out and lived in delusion and oblivion as if This girl didn't do no wrong. Guess what? She's going through her karma. Whether you don't see it like that or not, anytime you're like you start going through things where you can't, you questioning why you going through it. Like, why me, Lord? Why me? That's karma. And I ain't talking about when you lose a family member. That ain't none of that karma. I hate when people try to say a loss is karma. No. Or you getting sick is karma. I don't believe stuff like that is karma. I don't me personally, I don't, unless it's a situation where you was out here clowning somebody else's illness or illnesses or anything like that, and you just so happen to catch the same thing. Now that I might say, okay, now that's karma, because what are the odds? You know what I'm saying? But other than that, no. A family, you losing a family member, I don't believe that that's your karma, because everybody has their time, right? And everybody got an expiration date. Baby. Hey, Courtney, it's about to storm, y'all. Y'all hear that thunder? I know y'all could probably hear my little Yorkie barking. She probably barking at the weather. I forgot about that. She do not like bad weather. So that's probably what she barking at, y'all. I thought somebody was over here. That's what she barking at. When that thunder start hitting, baby, she gonna bark. She's scared of that. I should have let her come in the room with me, but then she'd have been too loud. Hey Corbin's daughter. You said she posted her GoFundMe again on her page today. She's back begging to get her money up for Booger Boy. I wouldn't be surprised if she ain't cashed it out already. How much is in it already, y'all? Last time I seen it when the screenshot was sent to me, it was like 900 something. I think like 30 some people had donated. That's crazy, y'all. To have platforms with collectively over 5 million people that follow you, and you post a GoFundMe and only 30 something people donate, that is crazy. That right there shows that these people, they just watch to watch. They just watch to watch. Them 30 some people that donated to you, that's the ones who really got your back. That's them ones right there. That's the ones. That's your real supporters right there. Okay? Because she quick to say, "Oh, I got 3.3 million behind me." Girl, you sure? You sure? Because guess what? If that's the case, all of those people could donate $1 and you have $3 million. If you could get every last person of those 3 million to donate $1, you would have $3 million. Or get every last person to donate 50 cents and you will have 1.5 million. But guess what? It'll never happen. But just think about it. And what's $1? What's 50 cents? Most people got 50 cents in their car. So that should tell you something. Hold on, y'all. Hey. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. Because y'all know at one point, baby, she really had a lot of support. Like, oh, excuse me. Look at how those people showed up and showed out when she put up her her baby registry. I mean, not what is it? Yeah, for the to buy all the stuff for her twins. Look at how they showed up and showed out, y'all. They gave more to her diaper fund than they did to her GoFundMe. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. They had one lady when she put up that Rev on or whatever Rev Air, whatever it's called, blow dryer. That thing was $399, $400 with tax, right? One supporter bought that. One supporter. So when you look at that GoFundMe, it's like, child, girl. It don't at this point, after the first time, I look at it like this. Because they've been up, even though everybody's not gonna see it at the same time. And that go for anybody in that who have a GoFundMe. But the way she came out here, kept cutting up, carrying on, and she talk a good game. The way she came out here, she was very convincing, making it seem like people are just have just been dragging her babies for 2 years. Knowing, girl, come on now. Come on now. We all know that ain't true. She really put that stank on it and made it seem like people are just that disgusting. They just been bullying and talking about her children for 2 years straight. Every day they live about me and my kids, or she always put the kids first because you know it puts more emphasis on it and more seriousness on the situation. Get some warmest for mommy. Put on a minute. She always put the babies first because she know people are going to be more outraged when it comes to kids, right? That's why she do that. All of that is all of that is calculated behavior, y'all. She know exactly what she doing. But at the end of the day, people see what's going on. You could say that's what's happening, but even with people doing content, people see that you are out here putting your own business out here. Them people tired of you. Them people is tired, y'all. We could say, oh, every time because she likes to make she likes to make excuses for her behavior. Like when she come out here exposing Janash, cutting up, carrying on, popping her ish and this and that. The next day, oh, I could say that I've always been transparent on my platform. I've always been real. I've never lied on my platform. That's the type of thing she's saying this and that, right? But these people see what's really going on. You can't confuse uh cutting up, carrying on, being impulsive, overly impulsive and emotional with transparency. They're not the same two things, baby. They're not the same. They're not. And at some point, people get tired of that, especially when it's an influencer, especially when they're supporting you for a certain reason. Because I was literally looking on, I think it was the Truth Fan Club page yesterday, and they had a lady in her comments, and this lady was saying she was basically uh say defending Laonya, and she was saying how this lady been quiet for 2 years, and she finally come out here and say, I'm like, when people say stuff like that, it's real interesting as to how y'all can say she's been quiet, but we have all this content on her. Probably something that y'all don't even see because she posts and deletes. Throw rocks and hide her hand. How I don't understand it. Like what if she been quiet for 2 years, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Make it make sense. This lady came out here and did a whole DV campaign on her first husband, framed him for the new man's abuse, and now want people to shut up. It don't work like that. You can't have the internet in an uproar, in a ruckus like that, and then think people gonna just shut up after you start getting exposed or your behavior. People start catching on. No, you got to answer for your actions. And I've been saying for the longest, until she correct this situation, y'all, she will never have peace on that platform again. She will not. I know you ain't dropped that phone. I ain't never seen a child drop that phone so much, y'all. You gonna break it and you gonna be on your own. I'm not playing. Stop being so careless with that phone. I'm not playing. You just got that phone. Keep dropping. You crack it. You gonna be watching a cracked phone. Money don't grow on trees. Close the door. You gotta take better care of your stuff. These children, brand new phone, just got it in February and dropped by 10 times. They know mama gonna buy it. Huh. Better stop dropping it. I don't break phones, child. I make sure I take care of my phone, y'all. I'm cheap, okay? I take care of my phone. If I gotta get the biggest screen protector and case, listen, we're gonna have it. Oh Lord. But we got 531 in here, y'all. Please hit the like button. I got, let's see, 2 people. Shout out to the 2 people who contributed to my super chat goal. Y'all greatly appreciate it. If y'all could support my goal, please do. Whether it's, $1, $2, $5, whatever. If you can, if you can't, just run them lights up. Y'all know I'm not greedy and I'm not persistent. Okay, one or the other. All the support is equivalent. If you can't support the goal, the like should be matched at least. The like should be liking and not lacking, y'all. Let me go down because I know y'all didn't pass me up in these comments, baby. Say he don't have kids. Okay, let's get into that. Thank you, Queen Money School Gang. So if y'all seen the Country Wayne skits, right? And I was real, kind of hesitant about blogging on this because I'm like, okay, Pac, it is a skit, right? But from what I know, for the most part, hey Tyrese with the T, I do know that with Country Wayne skits, most of his skits are impromptu, right? Kind of like my live streams, like all of a sudden on the spot, whatever. So I know that a lot of times he allows some of his actors or whatever to just go with the flow. That's what he do. He writes majority a lot of his stuff too, but he also allows them to be on the spot. Just go with the flow, right? So when it comes to Janash and his cameo, because peep the fact that he went into the skits as Johnell X Young, Wu Tang actor, right? So my thing is, whenever it was asked if he had kids, why did he say a French bulldog? And if y'all could remember, he did an interview. I might try to find it, but that was interesting to me. And I was telling this to somebody behind the scenes because I'm like, it's crazy because the very same thing that he said in Country Wayne's skit, he said in a TV interview when they asked him if, and this was before, clock this, the interview that I'm referring to, it was well before she even got pregnant with those twins. He said in that interview, they asked him if he had any kids because the conversation between him and the interviewers were about kids. And that's where he stated he loved kids because they put, y'all remember Laonia, Janashos, and them kids, Walt, they went to Jamaica one year, right? And the people that interviewed him on that TV interview, they put that picture up, that family picture that they took in Jamaica, they put it up on the screen. And it was something else they put on the screen, I can't remember. But they was asking him, you know, like how is it because of all the controversy surrounding Laonia and him being an actor, and it was like, how is it with the kids? And he was like, well, I love kids, I used to be a teacher actually. And he was like, the more the merrier, right? And they was like, do you have any kids? He said, a French bulldog. And then he started, kind of going more into the dog, talk about the dog, right? So that was before also we started getting the receipts of what he was doing behind the scenes and his true character, his true nature, and how he really feel about cheering, right? That interview was before then. I'm gonna try to find it, y'all. But it's just weird to me how the very same answer he gave on that interview, even though at that time he didn't have kids and Laonia wasn't pregnant, but he gave the very same answer on the skit. And my thing is, why couldn't that be incorporated into the skit? The fact that, because he could have still played a single man, because that's what he's playing in the skit. Going with Sonny, you know, uh, checking for Sonny or whatever. The dad trying to push him on to Sonny, and him and Sonny start hanging out, dating, whatever, trying to make Mike jealous, whatever, right? But the fact that he just had twins or whatever, that could have still. Let me tell y'all how. Let's give an example. They could, whenever the ladies was like, "Do you have kids?" He could have said, "Yeah, I got twins or whatever, but I'm not with the mom." Boom, and that's it. Keep it pushing. We got a great relationship, co-parenting. Because to be honest, I don't think they together right now anyway. So he could have just said that and kept it pushing. So I don't understand why that would, especially for somebody who claimed to be so happy about, finally becoming a father. I would have wanted that to be included, not portraying myself as a single dad. I mean, a single man. with just a French bulldog, because here's the thing. The bulldog is real. It's not like he made something up. Like most skits are um fiction or fake, whatever you want to call it. They're, written or whatever. He actually has a French bulldog. So why not say I have twins? That was real interesting. Real interesting, y'all. Real interesting. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Hey, Annie. Exactly, brown sugar. But I feel like it's a lot of things that separate real women from hurt little girls. And that's what she gives, a hurt, bitter, scorned little girl. And the more and more she do towards her ex-husband, the more and more I feel like she's still in love with that man. People can say what they want, but when you move on, when as a real woman, when you move on, y'all, and a lot of us have been there, and you go from what you claim to be a bad relationship and into a great relationship, because she claimed that her and Janash's relationship was pure bliss. He was God sent, all of that. Y'all remember? She came on the internet flexing about this man. He's a big stepper. And she kept thanking God on her platforms for sending him to her. Even though God will not send you someone else's man, okay? And he will not give you somebody else's wife. But she was still married. They hadn't even did the paperwork yet when she first started being with Janash, allegedly. Okay? So it's no way. I don't care how I feel about my ex. But this is when you put your kids first, brown sugar, right? This is when you mature enough to know that them babies still gotta get taken care of. Because there's no way I'm going to sit by and allow and contribute to the the uh the downfall of my ex, knowing we have a child together. Because guess what? Especially with a tough time financially. All this time, she going through it financially, and you contribute to the downfall of your ex when you should have gave him his page back, allegedly, if you have it. Because, that paperwork say you got it. That court paperwork. But that's neither here nor there. But you shouldn't contribute to it. And if you know you do have some influence over the women that's talking about him, you could have shut that down. Because to be honest, they quick to say it's a battery in people's backs over here, but no. Huh. We all heard audios of her giving people things to post and this and that, right? So it's like, why? Why? Because your baby still gotta eat. If you lose everything today, you gonna have to depend on this same man to help with your child. Sometimes you gotta put that bitterness on the back burner. Put that hatred on the back burner. And I played a whole audio for y'all. Matter of fact, let's run it. It's right there. I played it the other day. So close to my hold on, y'all. Let me pull it up. Is this the one?
I feel like once you really get over hurt, there's really nothing that can stop you from co-parenting.
Right.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing should stop you from co-parenting. But if you still hurt from the situation, you're not gonna ever be able to be where we are.
Huh. Ain't that interesting, y'all? This is from the interview that she did with Sleepy. She said, I feel like once you get over the hurt, I feel like nothing can stop you from co-parenting. And if you don't get over the hurt, you will never be in the situation that we are in, or at the point where we're at. If that's not hypocritical and contradicting, that's her. And it's so many times where she say things and she don't realize she be telling on herself. That's her to the T. Because if you not still hurt, then what's the problem? What's the problem? Because RH not bothering her, y'all. And here's the thing. They can say, oh, well, he need to let it go. He need to stop talking about the situation, or he don't need to talk about bitter exes and bitter baby mamas and this and that. The gag is he was talking about bitter exes and bitter baby mamas when he was with her. That was some of their content. I literally showed y'all in my last video where they were sitting in a car together talking about bitter exes, bitter baby mamas, bitter baby daddies, and DB baby daddies. So why? Because he's no longer with her, do he have to stop his content that he's been doing for years? That's the part that I don't think people are grasping. And not to mention, it was his life too. So when people say, oh, he need to get over it, you go through that and then let somebody tell you to get over it. It should be a learning experience. Just like we content creators can dialogue off of it and take things from it to learn, based off of experiences and whatever. This is a real life situation that people can learn from. But y'all don't want him to talk about it because if he talk about it, he hurt, right? Oh, he hurt, he bitter, he jealous. But it was his life. Y'all acting like he didn't go through it too. That's the part I don't understand. So they take him discussing things and saying certain things about what he experienced, and they look at it and try to put bitterness onto him. Oh, he bitter, or he hurt, or he's still in love with her, or he da 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 da, right? Instead of looking at it like, okay, this man been talking about bitter exes. He been talking about family drama. He been talking about husband and wife stuff. He was talking about that when he was with his wife, his ex-wife. They don't look at it like that. They look at it like everything he say is a sub or a jab at her. And that's literally his content. It's been his content for years. And that's why I don't see it the same way other people see it when they be like, oh, Pac, you don't call him out. He be doing stuff. And I actually do. But guess what? I'm not watching him under a microscope like some people are because it's personal. It's not personal for me. I'm not going to call out what you think I should call out. I'm going to call out what I feel like I want to call out. That's it. So you ain't going to never see me on my platform discussing how he eat, how he dress, how he parent his daughter, how he drive, if he chew too loud, if he got a bump in his face. I won't know. Because I don't do that to her. I might say something about how she dressed every blue moon because she's a mother. It's a difference, right? And it wouldn't just apply to her. It would go for anybody. I don't agree with no influencer dressing like that when they have young and impressionable girls and boys. But that's based on my upbringing. It ain't me being biased or just having something to critique. No. That's why I say you have to actually watch my content to know how I get down. A lot of people judge us CCs based off of who we support. And that's not cool. That's not cool because everybody don't go for everything. The same thing I would say to my family, male family members, I would say it to RH if I don't agree with it. Because when you support somebody for real, it's a difference between supporting and enabling. When you really support somebody, you're going to call out the BS too. But it's not going to be what y'all want because y'all calling out certain things is petty. It's petty. And we ain't going to always agree on everything. Just like they feel like that audio in particular where RH and LaOnya was discussing and they heard, well, how far did I drag you? They took it as an admission of guilt. I took it as sarcasm, as did a lot of other people. Some people took it as an admission of guilt. Some people took it as sarcasm. Like saying, oh, well, how far did I drag you if I dragged you? How, child, that you listen, we didn't went back and forth about that, but y'all can see where I'm going with this. So it's like, come on now. And then when you take other things she has said, like, well, the only situations we had was the tote incident and verbal altercations. They don't even believe her word. So it's like, child, y'all definitely won't believe me with receipts. If you won't believe the horse's mouth, you listen. It's no hope. Okay, that's why I don't do my content to convince. I do my content as learn so we can learn from it, we can build, we can dialogue, We looking at real life situations. We advocate. That's all it's about. We gonna joke here and there. We gonna make some jokes now. Because you gotta make it funny too. You don't always want to be on a serious note, a serious tip. But let me run this back so y'all can hear what she said again.
I feel like once you really get over hurt, there's really nothing that can stop you from co-parenting.
Right.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing should stop you from co-parenting. But if you still hurt from the situation, you're not gonna ever be able to be where we are.
Yeah.
Y'all, when I tell y'all that rain is coming down, we got almost 600 people in here. Shout out to y'all. Because y'all support your girl. Even the trolls, baby. They support me too. Because they be in here every live. So even though they won't admit they support me, they support me. I gotta be a little interesting if you come and listen every live. Every time I go live, you in here listening, baby. You liking something. It ain't that much sneaking and geeking in the world, okay? But anyways, make sure y'all making them likes like for your girl, okay? Listen, we not know each other for real. Some of y'all be taking this internet stuff too serious. That's why y'all don't see me going back and forth with nobody because it's not that serious. We don't know each other in real life. We have not met on a personal level. Even though I feel like if you've been rocking with me, then it's a little different. You know, we definitely have a family over here. The ones that been rocking out. Even some new people, y'all becoming part of the family too. I ain't gonna leave y'all out. But some of these grown women be taking this internet stuff entirely too serious, especially with the disrespect. Like it's not that serious, baby. And what a lot of people fail to realize is you never know if one of your family members will be in this type of situation and you need that very same advocacy that you fought against. Because it could be your daughter or your son, right? Shout out to Queen Fee. Because she even acknowledged that. She was like, I got a daughter and I was only looking at it from that point of view. And then I had to think about the fact that I got sons also. I only got one daughter. I got sons also. So it's like, that's why I could see it from both aspects. Because I have a daughter and I have two sons. So it could have either or could be in this situation, y'all. And the crazy part is, this is another thing that I feel like people think they be eaten with when they say, because I've seen a lot of people put this in people's comments. Well, y'all saying she was abused by the first baby daddy and she was abused by Janash, but why can't it be true that the husband abused her? And the fact that y'all could give that boneless statement. When I say boneless, meaning no context to it, as if because it's oblivion. Is it oblivion? Is it delusion? Make that make sense for me, right? Just because that's just like saying, oh, because this person jumped off a cliff, you got to do it too. Everybody is different. Every situation is different. We are dealing with three totally different isolated relationships. They are not the same. Each man is different. Each man is different. The fact that we have receipts, this ain't just a storyline, a saga that is boneless without context or receipts. There are receipts behind each individual party, right? When it comes to the first baby daddy, the reason why, let me say this, and it's not because I dislike his character, because I don't hate him. I ain't gonna say I don't like him. I just like character. You never hear me say, oh, I don't like this person or I hate this person. Nope, I don't move like that. I dislike character. What you portray on the internet. Because that's the most you can do anyways. To say you don't like somebody over the internet is crazy. Now you can say, oh, I don't like their character, what they're portraying, their personality, because that's all you seeing through a computer screen. But when it comes to Sleepy, right? Let's clock these three storylines, y'all. The reason why I started believing that he was guilty and that he did do what she said. This is just me. Keep in mind, I've been in a saga since the beginning. The reason why I started believing that the pit bull situation was true, and whatever happened to her, the pushing against the wall and all of that she said, is because he did a live stream one day about RH. This was the very first live stream he did on his Ridiculousness podcast, child. I don't even know if I'll be saying that word right. But that was the very first episode he did on RH, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was that one, where somebody in the comments, a lot of RH supporters went in his comments and were asking him questions. And somebody said, why did you sick the pit bulls on her and the kids and, do this and that to her, whatever, whatever. And his response was, that was in the past. I'm a different man now. I've taken accountability. We apologize. Da, 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 da. That's in the past. So that was his answer. So when somebody, even though he didn't directly say, yeah, I did it, but that's the old me. In my opinion, that was an admission of guilt. That's just my opinion. Because somebody asked him that direct question, just like they asked him about the chest punch incident with the oldest son. That was asked of him also, and his response was, spare the rod, spoil the child. It takes a village to raise a child. Y'all don't know what these kids be doing behind the scenes, and da 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 da. That was his response to that, right? But like I said, and it's been other moments sporadically where his answer was the same. That was the past. We grown up now, we moved past that. So he's never said, "Oh, I didn't do that," right? He's never said that. So we can only go off of what is presented, what we have. Baby daddy number 1, baby daddy number 2 / ex-husband RH, right? We didn't got so many receipts. If you know, you know. I don't know too many receipts I don't have from this storyline. I know stuff y'all don't know from this storyline. Like I've been in this since the beginning, y'all. That's all I can say. Okay, so I know a lot of stuff. Everything that been transpired, the actions of the husband, the actions of the wife, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all of the receipts, including the receipt. It didn't been, matter of fact, it didn't been. I have receipts from early on in the saga that could have shut this whole saga down. That she posted is one live stream in particular I'll never forget. It was in the beginning of the saga, y'all. She went live in the dark, and the live was titled "Miss LaTrue Exposes Mr. LaTrue in the Dark." It was on YouTube, but guess what? Let me tell you how crazy this situation is. The person who posted that live stream, she deleted it because she was a supporter of the wife. And then when people started clocking it and realized that it told on the wife, it actually proved, because she recorded RH on that, when she did that live stream, she recorded him. He didn't know he was being recorded because when she recorded him, they were on the phone on one part, because she played a bunch of different recordings on that live stream in particular. But one of the audios in particular, he was driving. You could tell he was in a car and she was on the phone with him and she was recording him. And he said, one of the things he said was, and this is how you know, it's certain moments like that, y'all. Especially when he's being portrayed as the villain, those moments you really have to look at under a microscope and look at all the context, because keep in mind, the villain, quote unquote, does not know he's being recorded. Right? So you don't know what he's gonna say. And he's not able to just clean it up because he don't know he being recorded. He knew though, which is why this live stream was deleted shortly after. After she realized it basically prove everything, you know, people were saying, she deleted it. And the person who screen recorded it and posted on YouTube deleted it off of their page also because they were in support of her. So, because bloggers, we started calling out certain things from the live stream that showed she was lying. Like, RH was on the audio, not knowing he's being recorded on the phone in the car, and they were arguing. This is one of, and I still have this live stream, y'all. They was arguing, and he was telling her, "You gonna keep letting these people believe I'm a woman, Beater?" And she arguing. She like, "No, I'ma correct it when you stop lying." And then he kept saying it. He kept repeating that. Like, I have daughters. I have two daughters. You know that's not in my character. You know I ain't never put my hands on you. You gonna keep letting these people believe I'm a woman, Beater? And she was like, "No, I'ma address it when you stop lying." So when she said when you stop lying, she was referring to the tote situation. Keep in mind, this live stream was at the beginning of the saga, right after the tote situation happened, y'all. None of that other stuff she made claims about had even well, a few things, but this was before the DV tours and all the interviews she did. This was before that. But her saying, "Oh, I'ma address it or correct it when you stop lying," because she wanted him to admit to hitting her with that tote. If you notice, they was on audio going back and forth about the toad situation. They was in text messages, all of that. They even did a FaceTime live stream where they were discussing and reenacting. That's still, I don't know, he probably deleted it by now. But that was on his page for a long time. Um, but she wanted him to admit to that, y'all. Admit to bopping her over the head with the toad and to breaking her face. That's why she said, "I'ma address it and I'ma correct it when you stop lying." Because he was telling people, "I didn't break your finger. I didn't hit you with the toe." Because guess what? In his mind, he didn't do that. It wasn't intentional. Even though we know her finger was never broken, that those doctor reports were doctored up. Anybody who been in the saga know that if you time you seen that doctor summary, you know what time it is. Because for one, ain't no hospital ever anywhere gonna make a summary and put uh victim of intimate partner abuse in the doctor summary. Now, if that was a police report, yeah. But a hospital, they don't, child, they really wanted it to stick. Whoever created that doctor's note, and I got a feeling Ayana could tell us who created that doctor's note. Because keep in mind, after that very jolly day happened, October 15th, October 14th, happened, Laonya went to Ayana's house first. And then she claimed to went to the hospital. Ayana said this on her live stream. If y'all remember when she was telling certain things that happened, she said she went to her house first. Ayana was on the phone. She was on the phone for the majority of the time. After Laonya had been called 911 line and all of that, she called Ayana. Ayana said she wasn't there. She was on the phone, and then Laonya went to meet her after the fact. Right? So my thing, I think her finger was swollen or strained or something like that because, if you in the moment or whatever, and she did post something where she was showing her finger and it did look like it was swollen with the tote situation. But anytime a man gotta grab a tote to protect himself from a woman, that's bad business. That's crazy. And if y'all remember, RH was buck 20, buck 25. He was so small. He had just had his complete stomach removed 4 months prior to this incident. While people talk about he was healed, baby, it takes at least a year to heal internally. 4 months for a major organ surgery removal. Are y'all crazy? Child, these people are crazy for real, right? But that's besides the point. But if you actually see, I didn't read all the reports. So when I speak on certain things, I'm not just speaking out the blue. Like I didn't seen the police report, I didn't seen the doctor's report, I didn't seen the lie detector test, I didn't seen all that, y'all. I've been in the saga since the beginning. I keep saying it. But um if you actually read the police report, then you know that uh she pepper sprayed him before the tote even happened. Before he even grabbed the tote, she pepper sprayed him to go through his phone. And I can remember very clearly, y'all, a lot of people when this actually came out, right? Because she even came out and said it. If y'all remember, Kevin called her out because initially when she came out here, she told the story, but she didn't include the pepper spray. She didn't include how she kicked him in the lip and busted his lip up. She didn't include none of that, right? She only included the parts that made her look like a victim and not the aggressor that she was. So when Kevin did a live stream breaking the videos down, that's when she got called to the front. Come here. And that's when she had no choice but to go back. And that's when the whole car video happened where she had that old dusty CVS bandage on and she had her little boy talking, saying, plenty of times, whatever. That's when that video happened. And then you find out about pepper spray. She still hadn't told about her kicking him in his lip because RH even showed pictures of his lip being busted up. So that, in my opinion, that's a red flag. Anytime you telling a story, and you, especially if you deem yourself as a victim, right? You're not gonna leave out very important details, especially involving WEAPON, because pepper spray is just that. Because the cops, when RH told the police on camera what happened and that she pepper sprayed him, the first thing the officer said was, "Do you want to press charges?" Because she could have went to jail for that. She could have went to jail while y'all was over there trying to victimize her. That is a weapon, baby. That's a weapon. Anytime a woman pick up pepper spray to go through her man's phone, first of all, baby, if I gotta do all that, I don't need you. Okay? It's too many men out here. If I gotta pull a weapon on you just to go through your phone, and for the ones in the back talking about, well, that's his wife. He should have let her go through his phone face ass. For y'all, the man literally said she had been going through his phone the whole marriage. Like at some point, don't you think it's time out for that? If you don't trust me by now, right? That's a you problem. That's a your insecurities type of problem. Because there's no way, I don't care, and I don't agree with that with no relationship. Now, I'm all for, okay, we trust each other enough and we can go through it if we want to. But in situations like that, in altercation situations or whatever, like, come on now. If you with somebody that you gotta constantly go through their phone, you don't need to be with that person. For one, you need some therapy. You need to work on yourself, individual mental health, because why do you feel that need? Why aren't you trusting your man? Especially if your man is allowing you to do it to show you and make you feel secure. Like, I'm letting you go through my phone. But at some point, it's like, no, no. Because I shouldn't be the problem. Like, why I gotta keep letting you go through my phone to stroke your insecurity or your ego or whatever you want to call it, child? At some point, it's like, are you going to trust this man or not? And we have to look at it from both sides. We gotta, if you're gonna look at it from, well, that's his wife, she should be allowed to. You have to also look at it unbiasedly and say, well, I can also understand how it would make a husband feel, because just like a wife could feel like, oh, well, you don't trust me, a husband can feel like that too. You can't be biased with stuff like that. Both feelings have to be validated or that marriage ain't gonna work. We all know that. And that's for any marriage. But it came that day came. And it just so and she herself, for the ones in the back, she herself said that I always go through his phone. It wasn't a problem before. Then that alone, that came out of her mouth, y'all. The horse's mouth verbatim. That should tell you if you don't see nothing, then why do you need to do it now? Why can't he say no? Why? Because 9 times out of 10, if we arguing, I ain't letting you go through my phone either because I'm mad. Not because I'm doing something, but because I'm taking that power away from you because we're in an altercation, we're in an argument. No, no. We were just fussing. I ain't letting you go through my phone. So, and he even took accountability for the fact that when he asked her for love and affection and she said no or whatever, he said, what did he say, y'all? Well, I'm gonna go outside like my boy Martell, because they was talking about love and marriage Huntsville. He took accountability for that. He said he should have never said that. That's his wife. He should have never said that, right? He did take accountability for that. Because I have that video clip also. But it's just the fact, like, she never trusted that man. And I don't think it's because of him, because he even said when they both did that Bays interview, and I'm speaking from what I've seen from both parties, not just in defense of RH. I'm speaking based off of what I've seen, interviews, audios, live streams, all of that, right? Um, I don't think she trusted him because he even said where every time he would go somewhere, he would FaceTime her to let her know he's there. He would stay on the phone with her. Like, oh, that's too much. I could understand, like like how my fiance do. He'll call me or he'll text me for the most part and say, I made it if you're going to work, whatever. But first I don't like all of that. Like too much, I'm not codependent. But some people that could become overwhelming. Like if it floats your boat, hey. But especially when you've been in a relationship for years, over time it's gonna become too much. Everybody go through the honeymoon stage in the beginning, whatever. But over time, sometimes you just be wanting your peace. You just be wanting to chill without the nagging and this and that. And that go for men and women because it can come from both sides. But it just showed that she was very insecure in that marriage. And I think it was because he was already established. He had millions of followers when he met her. He would see the women that would be after him, whether it be under his comments or in his DM. She was exposed to all of that. She's seen all of that. So I think because she wasn't strong enough, secure enough, that a lot of that got to her. Think about it, y'all. A lot of that guy, if you never been in that type of relationship with a person who has a lot of following, then it's gonna be different. But to carry it over, instead of work on it initially, to carry it over throughout your whole relationship as marriage is crazy. Because at some point it's time to say, okay, I gotta work on this. I got to work on this. Or I might end up losing my marriage. Because ain't everybody no, ain't nobody perfect. And everybody ain't gonna put up with it. So when we all see how it played out, and we all know that she still wanted that marriage, even after everything she did on the internet. The receipts are there. Even the divorce decree is there for the ones in the back who say, oh, he still want her. That according to the divorce decree that he filed, she said she was forced out of that marriage due to irreconcilable differences. It wasn't, oh, I left him, I finally got out, like she claimed. No. Unless a Bruce fall under irreconcilable differences. Child, listen. But these people know what's going on. They know what's going on. And like I said, at the end of the day, um, It's a lot of things I feel like should have put this situation to bait. And it didn't because people became so personally invested and consumed with hate, even projecting, oh, he remind me of my baby daddy. Like, oh, I know a ninja like him. That's not cool. You might know somebody like him, or he might remind you of somebody like him, but to go after a person because of it is crazy. When I'm pretty sure your baby daddy or that person that he remind you of is still breathing. Go, I mean, do your big one on them, not on somebody, a complete stranger that you don't even know for real, right? So even with that, RH, every time the wife will come out here with a half ASS audio, he would double back and present the whole thing on his YouTube or his Facebook. The baby traumatized. Boom, he dropped the ring door camera video. That was even when she was saying she was scared of RH. Oh, I'm scared of him, y'all. I'm scared. Boom, the ring doorbell camera video drop where she pull up to his house with no security, no third party, dropping baby girl off. Somebody, he ain't want to go to school today. Get her jacket. Girl, you just told us you were scared of this man. Then had the nerve to do a live after that. Yeah, while she was in New York with the nostrils. And somebody in the comments said, "You told us you were scared of him. Why we see if we see baby girl with him now? Da, 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 how she got with him?" And she was like, "Uh, I dropped her off because I ain't finna keep being in fear for my life." I'm like, I know she lying, but besides that, y'all, we all seen how the situation with RH and her played out. We seen the receipts, we heard the audios, we heard her come from her mouth. Because, like I said, it's a difference between covering up for your abuser and just outright lying, right? When you covering up for your abuser, if if you're a victim or survivor, and you've been in a situation, you know that a part of covering up for them is withholding certain things and still making them look good. Like, oh, that person, or being in denial, whatever. We all seen her come out here and drag RH to the highest power. She exposed all of his business. She put out half ASS audios. So I'm like, how did she cover for him? Who she did cover for, let's move on over. Baby daddy number 3. Even with her exposing him, she still doubled back and covered for him after she put it out there. That's what you call covering for your abuser. When somebody knows you did it, know he did it, and you will still act like it didn't happen. She didn't do that with RH. She didn't care what came out about her ex-husband because at that point he no longer wanted her. He no longer wanted her. He had to kick her to the curb completely. So she did everything in her power to try and destroy him. That's why when y'all say, oh, and for Janash, we heard the audio of them saying, well, somebody went live. I ain't gonna say nobody, y'all know I don't mention other CCs, went live and admitted to her part in the framing of the ex-husband with Janash's abuse. That's still out there. We've seen the text messages. Did we see any text messages of an admittance of a bruise between RH and Launia? No. Did we see that? No. Did we see any pictures, any bruises, any police reports, any of that? No. I do have a receipt from the Launia herself where she said she would call the cops because he wouldn't leave after they get into a verbal altercation. Emotional and mental. That's what she said, not physical. That's why she said that the police would always say, well, y'all go in separate rooms. Because ain't no police officer leaving no man there that's been knocking his wife head between the washer and the dryer. It's not ever gonna happen. It's not ever gonna happen. If a woman calling about abuse, especially physical, somebody going to jail. Okay? Somebody's going to jail. That's why they would say go in separate rooms. Because they was fussing. And every time they fussed, she wanted him to leave. Also, with Janash, like I said, we've seen the picture that they try to frame the ex-husband with, the scratch on her neck. We've seen the text messages. We've heard witness statements. Like, I mean, what more do you want? That's why it's a difference. That's why we can say the ex-husband didn't do it, but this person did. That's why I just literally broke it all down. Literally. And let's say we say, okay, let's say somebody said, because I've seen people say this also. Well, the tote situation is physical abuse. Well, if you go back to the breakdown of it, guess what? Are you not supposed to protect yourself? Are we not going to keep in mind that she pepper sprayed him before he even grabbed a tote? The man say she was kicking him. And then here she comes. You can't kick from the floor. Baby, that's the easiest way to kick for me. I ain't never heard of somebody not being able to kick from the floor. So you mean to tell me your legs don't lift up when you on the floor? But all of that's been broken down. Like all of that has been broken down, debunked. All of it, y'all. So that's why we can say, okay, this one probably did it, baby daddy number one. This one probably did it, baby daddy number one. This one didn't do it, baby daddy number two. And this one definitely did it, baby daddy number three. Okay? That's how it goes. That's literally how it goes. That's literally how it goes. Probably didn't do it, didn't do it, and definitely did it. I mean, probably did it. My bad, dog. I got sleepy one wrong. Probably did it for sleeping, didn't do it RH, and definitely did it Janash. Based on receipts, videos, countless hours of breakdowns, debunking, all of that. Witness statements, text messages. This story is so full of receipts, like it's undeniable. You can't even use, well, y'all wasn't in the home with this situation. With all of the stuff that was put out here, baby, that's not even relevant. Okay? Well, y'all wasn't in the home. Throw that in the trash. Use that when it comes to Beyonce or Jay-Z. Then you could say, well, y'all wasn't in the home. Because we could have might as well been in the home with everything we done found out in the midst of this saga. We know everything besides what they slept in at night. Everything besides the choice of bed clothes they would wear. Anyways, let me see, y'all. Let me see. Hey, Sway Lala. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Let me go down. Baby. Hey, Harmony. Hey, my sister. Hey, wait, I see a lot of new names. Shout out to y'all. Simply Sunshine Moments. Lissy C Love in the building. Alexis Williams. Okay, let me try to catch up because y'all done been going crazy in these comments, baby. Hey, Robin Buttercup, Tasha Newsome. She's everybody individually. I'm building my headboard. This is to my girl. Shout out to my sis Harmony. Well, if you seen what I seen for Easter, what you seen, Tyrese? What did I miss? Hopefully you still in here because we 80. I'm at 80. I'm at 8:08 in the comments, y'all. What time it is? Oh Lord, it's 9:12. Let me go down because I'm so far behind, y'all. Hey to everybody that came in the midst of me talking. I did not ignore nobody, y'all. We had almost 600 people. No, we had 600 people in here at one time. So I promise I was not ignoring. Y'all know when I start talking, I be talking. Okay? One thing y'all can't say is Pop don't talk. Or I be just breathing on the microphone. I had somebody tell me I talk too much. I'm like, baby, it's a live stream. Would you prefer me not saying anything? or do you want me to keep you entertained? Um, hey, CC the Queen, Shanette. Hey, Queen Step. What's up, my girl? If you still in here, I'm just seeing y'all starting to me talking, not to the heart, because I'm just seeing all y'all coming here. Thank you, CC, for the super. I appreciate the support, my love. Oh, he best Peaches. Peaches say baby daddy number one and baby daddy number three counter day child support is on its way. Okay? I said that the other day too. I said Sleepy over there, he better keep sucking up because baby girl might need the child support from you sooner than later. You might have to really start giving her some money, okay? And not just co-signing for her on social media. Them coins might need to start flowing because I don't think it's fair that only one baby daddy is on child support while she's struggling. That's not fair. Add them to the list, baby. Or you end up like foot meat. She better. She best. Thank you, my Karen, for the super support. Hey, Tayi, LaShawn. Let me see y'all. Dang, it's a lot of y'all here. Hey, Simone. Get the audio off the skit. No, cause baby, I am not playing Country Wayne. Y'all know I ain't playing Country Wayne stuff. He ain't about to strike me, cause y'all know he do his stuff on YouTube and Facebook. So I ain't even gonna chance it. I would have to edit it first. But just know that man was asked if he had cheering, and he said a French bulldog. And they was like, "Well, would you like kids?" He was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." With his country child, he's so goofy, corny. Well, yeah, I would like kids. Yeah. I said, "You go sit down." Notice how his whole demeanor changed when he trying to be professional. He turned into Colton from um Will Smith show. What it was called, y'all? That's crazy how I forgot that. He turned into Colton from the Fresh Prince when he go on interviews and the lady said, "Would you like it?" He said, yeah. When he say on the interview, do you like kids? He said, "I love kids. I used to be a teacher." I said, he is so corny. Thank you, Miss Clarice. Thank you for the super support, my love. I appreciate you. Yes, y'all. Super chat party. Am I loud on your voice? Super chat party. Come on now, y'all. I done seen y'all do better than that on the super chat. Come on now, y'all. Come on now, y'all. Y'all know I got these. Y'all want me to come back to YouTube? I gotta turn up on the super chats. Come on, y'all. Come on. I'll come back to YouTube. If y'all turn up. Turn up, y'all. Don't turn up. Ooh, thank you, Miss Clarice. Ooh, y'all gotta do like Miss Clarice. Turn up, y'all. Super chat. It's a party. 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 Come on, y'all. Come on. Super chat. Super chat, heart. Super chat. Oh, Lord. Listen, if that wasn't your girl, shout out to Miss Steph's Puff and Stuff for being an 11-month member. Okay, one of my day ones. Look at you. And thank you for that super blessing. It is greatly appreciated, my love. I would never peer press, I promise. I'm an ex now, like everybody else, but I ain't gonna peer pressure y'all. I ain't gonna give y'all no ultimatums. Now, if y'all don't send it, I ain't coming back on YouTube. Now, y'all want me to come back, y'all got to send them. I ain't gonna never. It ain't mandatory, but it is appreciated. I appreciate the support, period. Okay? Just hit the like button. Hit the like button. You say, Lupac, when I come to your platform, I have my. Is that supposed to be receipts because you bring knowledge and common sense? Oh, you mean binders? Let's see. And free opinion. I love learning your insights because I'm educating myself. You fine with me. Thank you, Sierra. I appreciate you, my love. And that's what it's about, y'all. Like if you, I feel like if you spending time on a situation And you can't learn and dialogue and because everybody done had different life experiences. So why not try to um, dialogue on certain experiences and learn from it? Different conversations, different everybody in different phases of life. Like you never know who you can come in contact with and learn something from or even connect with, especially when you're on the internet. You never know. Shout out to Dale Payton, a new subscriber. Big shout out to you. I hope you enjoy the content. You said, I've been catching your lives lately. I'm 59 and I enjoy how you be breaking it down. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. Is that a guy? Miss Dale. Okay, that's a lady. That's a lady. Shout out to you. Let me see. I follow all of this, and these are facts. The fact that they can say, "So what? She's been abused by Ja. What about RH is a ditzy statement and makes no sense at all if they actually abuse." That's what. That's the ones that don't like to be wrong because we got to keep in mind that even though everybody is not a content creator or a blogger, for the most part, most of these people have been following the storyline since the beginning and casting judgment, and some even got their hands dirty, supporter wise. So it's like, they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be wrong in this situation, and it's messed up because people's lives are and have been affected. And that's the craziest part about all of this. The least you can do is take accountability and apologize, especially when stuff come out like, "Oh, he was framed." Like they just swept that under the rug like that wasn't big. Hey, Mika. Corporate thugging with Mika in this bit. Shout out to you, my love. Let me see. You crazy. Tyrese say you gotta be a special type of person to get up every morning and put fake chains on. Especially if it's like 75 to 100 degrees. Knowing that neck gonna sweat. Listen, we ain't doing that. Hey, Southside Taurus. Thank you, Miss Rhonda, for that super support, my love. I'm just trying to catch up with y'all in these comments, y'all. We almost knocking on 2 hours. That time go by fast when you talking though. Hey, Clady. Oh, I like that name. I like different names. Clady Halima. I hope I said that right. Big shout out to you. That's a new name. The finger definitely switched. I remember that. It went from the right to the left or the left to the right, child. And do you know why she wanted or needed him to admit it so it could hold up in court for divorce alimony, and etc. Facts, because she didn't have no receipts. She wanted him to admit it, y'all. Like she wanted him to admit to it. But this is why, if y'all remember, I don't know which live stream it was that I did. It was a few days ago, I think, where we went over the lie detector test. And if you look at the lie detector test, you can see that she didn't even ask about. She kept coming out here saying this is what's been going on for 6 years, right? 6 years of gaslight, 6 years of being choked and dragged across the floor. That those were things that she stated. Whether she was exaggerating or not, you stated it. And when you state it like that, when you manipulate a statement like that, guess what? So people are going to be outraged for one, and they are going to assume that you went through physical abuse for 6 years. But then when we see the lie detector test and you don't ask about no physical nothing except for the toe, and even the questions, even the questions that she submitted for her to be asked during the lie detector were gaslighting. Did you break your own finger? What? Really? Were you lying when you said your husband hit you in the head with the toe? Of course you're gonna get that right because guess what? If for one, if you believe it to be true, this is the thing about lie detector tests and why they cannot be used in court, right? Because long as you believe it to be true, then guess what? Your emotions, your feelings will align. Because lie detectors go off of your feelings. Like when they hook them little things to you, they go off of tell you how your body reacts to it. That's how they're designed. So if you believe it to be true, in her mind, in her mind, she believed that her husband broke her finger with that tote, pushing that tote down on her. In his message, like if he would have took it, and if they would have asked him, "Do you believe, or will you did you break your wife's finger with that tote?" He could have said no and still passed it. Guess why? Because in his mind, that wasn't his intention. He was trying to protect himself. But that's also why he didn't admit to that. Why would I admit to breaking your finger with a toe when I wasn't trying to do that? I was trying to protect myself from you, and your finger got in the way. Come on now. It's the non-logical thinking people. Like it's common sense. It really be common sense. Hey, hot tea would read. Okay. Loving the name. It sure was fabricated and has grammar errors. I think Naya did it. It's possible. It's possible. I'm gonna see if I can find out, yo. See if I can find out because I really would like to know who did that. That doctor summary because it wasn't a hospital for real. We all seen the CVS bandage that didn't come from a hospital. Anybody can go buy those. We all seen it. Her Bruno. What's up, my love? Hey, Jazz, so jazzy. But she could have hurt her own finger. All she was doing in that moment. That's another fact, and that's why I said that he could have passed a lie detector. Also, if they asked him, "Did you break your wife's finger?" And that's why when that situation came, when that debate came about, it's like, um, how can you say who's wrong? Us on the outside looking in when she believed that he did it, whether it been accidental or not, because it was even a moment where she was like, you may not have did it on purpose, but you did. You did. She said that. But in his mind, he's like, I wasn't, because it's one thing to be intentional, and it's another for you to be doing something completely opposite, and that actually happened. He wasn't in that moment trying to break her finger, hurt her finger, or hurt her. He was trying to protect himself because he could have grabbed anything to go upside her head if he was in a bruiser. Come on now. And that's why I feel like a lot of people didn't really go for it after the fact, especially when receipts started coming in, because if you've been a DV victim or survivor, then you know how they move, how they think. A real abuser is not going to go for a tote, something that clearly aligned with what he said he was doing. Oh, I put it over her. She even said he put it over her. So make it make sense. He could have just went upside her head with his fist if he was trying to hurt his wife. Even though he had surgery, he's still a man. He could have just threw her to the ground, like picked up a wrestling move. If he really wanted to hurt her, or if he was really abusive towards his wife, why would he put a tote over her? Come, bruh, listen, that's a whole nother conversation, y'all. Keep it a buck, baby. A real abuser, they will backhand you. All of that ruckus she caused that day, getting pepper spray and all of that, she lucky. If he was a real abuser, baby, she would have had he probably would have went to jail that day if he was a real abuser. Because you pepper spray a real abuser and see what happens. See what happens. Or kick them in their lip and see what happens. Well, why didn't you go get my dad? Why he gotta go get your dad and you the one cutting up trying to go through his stuff? So he was supposed to leave his stuff up there while you acting crazy, going through all his stuff, especially when you in the moment. Come on now. Why you didn't go get your dad? That's your daddy. She waited to go holler to her daddy after everything hadn't happened. When he finally get all his devices back from her after she'd been cutting the hell up. Ain't no way. All of that could have been avoided. While people try to hold him accountable, well, he could have just let her go through it. or he could have walked away, or it's all him. But what about her? She's an adult also, yeah. At some point, as a woman, you have to also think about the fact, well, he is stronger than me. Well, I could have not went through his phone. I could have just left. Or I could have said, well, if I feel like this, I feel like you doing something and we need some time apart. It's a lot of other things she could have done also. So we can't just hold one accountable because the whole situation could have been avoided. And this is why context is needed for the ones that kept saying, well, he should have just let her go through his phone. This is why context is needed. She been going through the whole marriage. When does it stop is the question. No. Just because I say no one time, you gonna automatically assume I'm doing something. It was no trust there. Period. It was no trust before that date. And that's obvious. Because anytime someone is that codependent on their partner to where they gotta every time they leave the house, it's you gotta check in or this or that or this or that. Baby, listen, that's too much. That's too much because even in a marriage, you need some space. Okay, you need a little break. That's some child. That ain't that. It definitely gave parent-child behavior because we grown. We are grown. I believe her manager had plenty to do with it. Remember, Me Too was big on who is Me Too? Remember, Me Too was big, and she just knew she was going to capitalize and become the face of survival and strength. Epic fail, another Amber Heard. Let me tell y'all something. Even though the some of the people brought demonic energy into the saga, God was still in the midst because at the end of the day, she could have really played on well, even though she did play on DV victims, it could have went even further, right? Because she could have literally succeeded in building her brand off of the backs of real DV victims, but it didn't happen. God made sure certain receipts got put out here, and she behaved a certain way to show that this ain't that, baby. This ain't that. And the fact that the manager walked away and all of that, Ayana said herself that her or her manager would be sending stuff for her to post. That's if that don't give plots, malicious intent, I don't know what does. Because ain't no way. When it's real, you ain't gotta do all of that. When you a real victim, you don't have to do all of that. You don't. All that extra stuff, you shouldn't have to put stuff together or keep pushing the goalposts. And what really happened with this situation, y'all, is when the tote. Let me tell y'all something. They had their marriage was very, very toxic. I could tell based on all of the information that I've came across throughout the saga. They had a very, very toxic marriage, y'all. Was it physically abusive? I wouldn't say that. I would based off of the receipts and everything, I say they definitely had a lot of arguments. Um, if it did get physical, she was the aggressor. He never gave abusive to me, especially not physical. Now he'll cuss her out now, which that was a mutual thing. They would cuss each other out. Hence the toxic part, right? He don't give physical. I know physical. I've dealt with physical. And that's why I say when you're dealing with a real abusive man, they not child. It's certain things that you won't do to set them off, whether you in the home with them or not. Because the way that fear is instilled in you, it don't matter if you in a whole nother state. That takes healing. That type of trauma, baby, y'all better ask some victims. I got a lot of them in my chat that will tell you. And this is why a lot of women can recognize the way she behaved. Like, no, girl, we not doing that. We ain't doing that for real. She gave aggressor. She gave a bruiser. Do something, do something. He was popping his hat off of his head and child, that mouth, we all know that mouth is lethal. Okay? We done heard it. You don't like, no, you ain't moving like that. Even though, let me say this because I don't want to sound completely biased, y'all. It is some situations where you might have to fight back, but you're not gonna antagonize. It's a difference. It is a difference because they try to use that also. If y'all remember, oh well, she fought back. I fought back too. Do 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 do. You ain't gonna antagonize. You ain't gonna start it if you really scared. Because she tried to portray herself at one point in the saga as being scared of this man, but antagonizing consistently. No, especially in the home. You ain't gonna be telling him do something, constantly getting in the way, knocking his hat off, throwing Gatorade. You ain't gonna do all of that. Even when Dawn said that Janash would be trying to leave to avoid physical situations, and she would literally go from door to door to block him off, to stay in that moment. That is not a victim. That is not, because if you know a man can get physical with you, you gonna let him leave by any means necessary. You ain't gonna try to stay in that moment. She don't even want them to calm down. Baby, that's some crazy work. Ain't no way. Let's keep it a buck. Even the ones that support her, like, come on now. If you know, you know. If you've been in that situation, then you should know. We all know a bruiser when we see one. And not saying because we wasn't in the home. We wasn't. But we can go off of what was presented on the internet. And we had more than enough to judge that situation. Period. We were given more than enough. Every time she felt like people weren't believing her based off of her receipts, she kept putting stuff out or getting people to put stuff out. And then when we start seeing inconsistencies, little red flags, calling it out, all of that, she kept putting stuff out, kept putting stuff out, kept putting stuff out. So it is what it is. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go down. Hey, Goldie. That's what you call sick and method. Let's see. Something else I wanted to tell y'all. Hey, Giselle. Hey, Miss White. I think that's you. Did you just send me a super chat? I can't see if that's you. I see it, but I think that's your profile picture. It's so small. Hey, Gaming with Jay. Um, for Tempe. Shout out to my people. I don't recognize y'all names. Shout out to y'all for commenting. I love to see the new names that I haven't seen. I got Miss Break His Heart. Okay, you say he's not worried about child support because he knows it ain't no real babies at all. Y'all crazy. For Tempe said, this is a sad saga because I don't get how people live in such disarray and true peace. And true peace don't need to be announced. Facts. That's true. That's true, girl. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me see. Shout out to Bella Renee for getting that membership support, your girl. I appreciate you, my love. Oh, you were talking about me singing along your super chat song? Super chat 40. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Baby, she was working hard for them. She said, this is what got me, y'all. When she said, come on, y'all, let's show them what true positivity looks like. Send them super chats, y'all. I was like, not gaslighting them into sending it. I said, this girl is a mess, child. And they fell for it. They wanted her on YouTube bad, baby. They loaded her down with them supers. Okay. They want to see their girl on YouTube, child. And she ain't came back since. Hey, get right with LB. Hey, Miss Green Eyes. She took that money in a hotel. Hey, Lily. Hey, Snoopy. Thank you, Jazz, my love, for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Bella Renee. You say, hey, Pac, I'm not new. I changed my name and returned to the saga. Okay, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for your support, my love. I don't blame you because these people are hell. Okay, they are hell. Hey, Dolly. Let's see. Y'all, y'all, not this name. Hold up. He's the car stars lady, mom and wife. I love it. Y'all be so funny with the names. You say love your channel. Thank you, my love. Thank you for your super support. It is greatly appreciated. Y'all be taking me out with these names though. I am so weak. You said a lot of detective test was meant to be vague and not ask the right questions. Why not ask the fan? Why not ask questions the fans really want to know? Exactly. And that was a major red flag early on in the saga. And a lot of people were asking that question, like, why wouldn't she just, you know, let like resolve it here? Because that would have a lot of people would have believed it. Let me say that. A lot of people, was wanting to see the lie detector. Why wouldn't you ask? Why wouldn't if you felt like your husband was physically abusive, you could have proved it right there. You could have proved it. At least the social media. We know that you can't use that in court, but she could have proved her point early on. But because she was being deceptive and malicious, and she know it wasn't really that, that's why she only asked questions pertaining to that tote situation. Because that's the only physical situation they had where she could make it look a certain way. Because even when the video came out where she knocked his head off and she was hollering, do something, he was recording, and she put all that poured that Gatorade on him and all of that, even though she tried to lie in the saga and say he poured Gatorade on her. Shout out to Sweet Mom because she put it in her broke it down in her was it takeover? I think takeover video to show what happened with that situation. But she could have put the nail in the coffin had she would have asked it. Has your husband been physically abusive for 6 years of your marriage? Why that would have been it. The internet would have definitely believed you. Believe the lie detector. But you can't ask that if it's not true. Especially when you know it's not true, you believe that it's not true because it didn't happen. It's a difference, y'all. Um, you say shout out to you, Pac, for the tip putting an extra egg in cake in box cake mix to make the cake taste homemade. Oh, you welcome, my love. Listen, I forgot I had said that. I said that so long ago too. When I read, I was like, "What's she talking about?" I remember I told you. Wait, was that in somebody's chat? I think that was in somebody's chat. That's for the ones who don't like to make homemade cakes. Like if you're not a baker, just add an extra egg, and it kind of gives a more homemade taste to a box cake mix. I forgot that was so long ago. I don't even remember who live we was in when I said that, or was it mine? I don't remember. But you're welcome. Hey, Queen Rona. You too, Miss Rhonda. Thank you again, my love. The moment of the toad, wait, the moment of the toad, the police called and the pepper spray. I watched a couple more videos and I was like, she's lying her A off. Stop watching them, never watch her afterwards. Yep, she was. Because she left that out. And that was my thing. Why would you leave that out? Because you know you was wrong. You know you was wrong. Because had she would have said initially when it happened, y'all, if she would have said that she pepper sprayed that man to go through his phone, because he wasn't putting his hands on her when the before she brought the pepper spray, he was just trying to get her his devices from her. That's it. He wasn't going upside her head. He grabbed pepper spray and started spraying it to go through his device, not because he was harming her. If that don't scream crazy, I don't know what does. And that's why when she initially gave her account of that event, she didn't tell the internet that she grabbed pepper spray because she know she was wrong. She didn't say that until Kevin put that out there. Him being RH's brother, he did a breakdown of her life, and he filled in the blanks, baby. And that's when she came out and said what really happened. Thank you, Secrets. Miss White, my love. Thank you for the super support. It's greatly appreciated. I had a feeling that was you because it was so small at the top, but I didn't kind of caught up a little bit. Hey, Miss Beverly. Thank you. All right, let me see y'all. I don't want to hold y'all up too much longer. What time is it? 9:43. We'd have been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes, y'all. Y'all know I don't go over 2 hours. I try not to. Because, baby, this is a long time. I got to pee. I don't wear no Depends or no diapers. I be having to pee, child. You say, Lupac, you missing a lot of great comments. I always miss a lot of great ones, unfortunately. It's impossible for me to read all them comments anyways. It'd be too many of y'all in here. And it's not purposely done, y'all. The only way I can actually get to the bottom is if I skip through them. I could not get through. Let me tell y'all something. By the time my live streams be over, let's see if y'all can guess how many comments I be having on the back end. When I go to my studio app, matter of fact, I ain't want to tell y'all guess. I'm gonna just tell y'all. When I go to my studio app, if I do a live stream that's 2 hours long, I'll be having 3,500 comments. 3,500. So when I tell y'all be commenting, baby, listen. The smallest amount of comments I had was like 900 something comments, and that's because I didn't stay on live long. So it's literally impossible. If I would read every comment, I wouldn't be able to talk up here. I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to do nothing because it's too many. So I just try to, pick through them or whatever and read certain ones. Or if it's a live stream where I don't have nothing to talk about, or I'm just trying to dialogue with y'all, then I will go off of y'all comments. Like I'll literally just read comments and answer y'all questions and dialogue like that. But if I have a topic at hand and I'm presenting receipts or read receipts, then it's different. But I do my lives like that sometimes too. Thank you, I'm chosen. Thank you for your support, my love. Hey, Sherilyn, that's a new name. You say, love your channel. Why she take them folks' money and never show them babies they spent money on? They were saying that even under her Facebook about the baby. And I don't know, y'all. I don't understand that either because my thing is, this is me personally. I wouldn't feel right if I was to have a baby and my supporters like y'all done bought everything for the baby, and I don't even show y'all how my baby looks. At least create a group for your real supporters, to see or something. But I mean, they act like they understand, but they do be in her comments, like, dang, you take these people money and don't even show them the babies. But at the end of the day, I don't know, child. I wouldn't feel right doing it, but to each their own. Because they show bought every single thing. And the bad part is, I could understand if you initially let them know that y'all not showing the babies, but she had them believing that she was going to show them at first. And then she changed her mind after Janash started saying he don't want to put his babies on the internet because she was gonna show him at first. She had to started charging $9.99 subscription fee for the birthing video and all of that, and ain't refund them their money. They had people paying $9.99 on the waiting list to get in that group. The only thing she showed, from what I heard, was they toes. That's it. That's it. You say, how do you do super chats? I don't see how to do it. You have to it's a dollar sign in the chat, like in the chat wherever your chat box is, it's a dollar sign in the right bottom corner, I think. And that's how you click on it to do it. Unless you on a computer or laptop, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it's a difference. But I know like on your phone, it's at the bottom. Ooh, I done got hungry. I don't know what I want to eat. I want something good, but it's storming. I had cooked some meatballs with some smoked sausages and potatoes last night with some rice, and I might eat some of that. Who won the trip to Great Wolf Lodge? Remember, I don't think she announced it. She said she was gonna announce the winning family on her birthday. So, child, I highly doubt. Look, I'm gonna be. Let me not say nothing, but I don't want to give her no ideas. We gonna just let that play out, y'all. We gonna just let that play out. But she said that the winner will be announced on her birthday. Okay, so yeah, we gonna let that situation play out. Baby. We'll see what happens. I ain't gonna speak too soon. I ain't gonna say what I think she gonna do because then she might not do it. Just know it's a pattern, like she said. It's a pattern of behavior, not a pattern. A pattern. Let me see. Oh Lord. Okay. Let me see. Someone else. Hey Maya. What's up, my love? Love Mail says it's gonna be in June when she announced. Um, okay. I gotta pee, y'all. I'm gonna get up off here. We all know her routine by now. Facts. What happened to that spicy movie she was in? I don't think it came out yet, y'all. I don't think it came out because if you remember when they was showing like the little preview of it, um, they was just doing the production. She just because it take some. I guess it depends on the budget of the movie. We know that the movies that go to box office, they be filming those years in advance, at least a year or two in advance. But I'm pretty sure these little Tubi movies and movies like that or whatever, or series or whatever. Because I think it's a series if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember Janash was posting something about being on certain episodes or something like that, y'all. So I don't know, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure when she gonna post it. Y'all know she don't keep nothing off the internet, y'all. She gonna post when she in it, baby. She gonna post it. We'll be able to see that episode, that SCX scene between her and Baby Zadi number 3. Okay, we're gonna see it, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up off here. I ain't got hungry. I don't know what I want to eat. I had cooked last night, but I kind of want something different. I just don't know what. I just don't know what yet. I didn't think I was gonna be on live this long, child, but it's pouring down. But I love y'all. Hopefully somebody else live so I can go check them out too. I love y'all, and I will be back tomorrow with another one. Tomorrow is Saturday. I will be back live tomorrow. I'm trying to be more consistent with the content. Y'all know I be non-consistent. Okay, I'm trying to be more consistent and try to do more content. Y'all notice I've been putting out videos or trying to at least put out a video or live stream a day if I can. So we'll see how that works, child. But I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday. Like I said, it's stormy here. I'm shocked that the power didn't go out, child. Because normally the power didn't went out when it's storming like that, but it didn't. So that's a blessing. But I'ma see y'all in these streets. Y'all better stay safe in these YouTube streets because these YouTube streets ain't safe, baby. It's a whole lot going on. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
That goes by. People always ask me why black holes. Listen up, baby girl, shit, I'm about to let you know why I always got a black holes. Whoa. They talking shit up in my comments. Yeah, they don't know, but I'm about to block them. Cause every day, I block hoes. They be being shady, yeah. Whoa. Cause I block hoes, baby. In different area codes, baby. You never know. of life.